welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit sick. I'm starting to feel kind of stuffy the longer I film today, but I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys. As you guys can tell about the title of this video, I'm doing another one of the panel's book club prompts for this month, and I'm really excited to talk about this one. It actually follows Zodiac Star Force, which is one of the other comics that we read. I will list the Goodreads group down below as well as Natalie's channel if you guys want any more information on it. But the prompt following this comic is actually badass girl groups, or girl groups that really get you excited. And the reason why that is what this is based off of is because this actually follows a group of high school girls who are just trying to get through high school, but they are actually given essentially superhero powers from this, I believe she's kind of a goddess. And they are fighting monsters and taking math tests, and it's just really great. But the reason why this prompt was born from this comic is these girls genuinely love and care about each other, and they're sassy and they're just really badass. And I love this. I ended up giving it 5 stars, and I am going to pick up the second one. Although I hear the series does go down from here, this will forever stand out as one of my very, very favorite comic books. So today I wanted to sit down and talk to you about all of my favorite girl gangs in books. And I do have a few. I don't have a whole lot because there aren't a whole lot of girl gangs that really stand out to me. It tends to be, especially for me, I kind of like more boy gangs for some reason. But I do like a good group of badass females, and I did want to talk to you guys about that today. So how can I not mention this comic book series? You guys know I'm absolutely in love with it, and it would be Rat Queens. I read the first 2 volumes. I did actually borrow the 3rd one, but wasn't able to actually finish it. I just really, really like this series. I think that the characters are really great. I feel like because it is a little bit more crass and kind of dirty and raunchy, I think that's why I like it even more, because I do like those kinds of female characters. I think that they add a lot of, like, I don't know, hilarity, but also realism to stories like this. So I really, really like these guys as like my standout badass female group of girls. Now, I've spoken about this book before, but I will continue to speak about it because I did actually genuinely love it, and I do like the characters, especially the girls in this group. But to be A Court of Mist and Fury or the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, honestly, the women in this group, while sometimes misrepresented by the author, I feel like she could have done a better job. They have such a good relationship. Now, obviously this changes a little bit later on in the series, but there are more. Amryn and Feyre, I think, are some of my very favorite female characters, especially Mor. I love Mor, and I really love Amryn a lot too, and I do like Feyre, but I really love them together. They are girls who get stuff done. They don't, at the beginning, don't need their mates or their men. You know, they take care of their own shit, and I really like that. That is the type of character when it comes to badass females that I really enjoy, the ones who fully understand that they can do whatever they need to do and they don't need help doing it. And if they do need help, they kind of rely on each other. And I feel like that's pretty realistic to how things would be in real life, and I loved their group together. Now, the next series I'm going to talk about I don't actually physically own, which is kind of sad, and I need to actually end up buying them. But it'd be Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. There are 2 characters in this book, well actually 3. Bells, Emma, and Jess. Jess is the main character, and then obviously there's Emma, and then there's Bells. Emma has yet to get her own book, but I'm going to be speaking about the 1st and the 2nd book and what I'm going to assume the 3rd book is going to be about. These are middle grade going into teen books, I believe, and they have a ton of representation. If you guys are not familiar, Bells is actually transgender, and I just really love their group. So Jess is from a superhero family. Superheroes are pretty common in this world, and she does not actually have any superhero abilities, and she does spend the first part of the book trying to figure out her place in the world, and then she does meet her girlfriend as well in the story. And then there's Emma who also doesn't really have superhero abilities, but I'm kind of guessing she might get them in the 3rd book. But these girls just work so well together. There is no cattiness, there is no jealousy. They just love each other and want to take care of each other and want to protect each other and are always down to help without being asked. And I love friends like that because that is the type of friend I am. I'm not a jealous friend. I'm not a catty friend. I'm not that kind of person. And I think that's why I love these characters so much. Despite this book being obviously below my reading level and kind of below my comprehension level, it was so good. And I think it's because it speaks so much to how friendship should really be. And this is definitely a standout when it comes to my favorite girl gangs. Now, the next group I actually have to talk about, I've read a little bit from it. I want to read more, but it would be the Lumberjanes. The Lumberjanes are actually super adorable. They are younger. They're in their teens. I believe some of them are a little bit younger than that. But they're just a group of girls who really fight like supernatural things while camping. And they're basically Girl Scouts, but like supernatural Girl Scouts. And I love their group. A lot of them are very different, but they work very well together. They kind of accept and love each other, and they do really badass things. Like I said, they are obviously fighting supernatural beings and supernatural forces and just handling it, and I love it, especially considering their age. Also, they are incredibly funny and their humor really, really works together. If you haven't picked up anything by the Lumberjanes, you definitely should. I think it is a series worth getting into. It is quite extensive, but like I said, it's worth the read. So the last characters I have to talk about are actually from one of my very favorite series ever, and I don't often talk about these characters, but I think it's time that I finally do, and that'd be Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Newell. Now, there are two characters in this story, Rose and my very favorite Kara. I love them. I actually have Kara's dog tags that the author sent me when I pre-ordered. Well, it was like a pre-order campaign for the third book, and I'm really glad that I have them because she is my favorite character from the entire novel. But I really, really like their relationship. So Rose is the main character. She is who our story follows. She is the young girl who falls into the hand of the giant robot when the road actually caves in. But the reason why I love their relationship so much is Rose is the lead researcher on the team when it comes to putting back together the giant robot, essentially. And the reason why I really like their relationship is Rose is a lot more motherly. Now, Kara is the hot-headed, kind of badass female, gets in a lot of trouble because I think she spends a lot of time trying to prove herself because it is a man's world, unfortunately, in the story. And the reason why I like their relationship is, despite being so different, eventually they do kind of develop this really intimate relationship. Obviously not a sexual relationship, that's not what I mean by intimate, but they are very different and then somehow end up caring so much about each other. Kara, at the beginning of the book, you think will never care about anyone but herself, and then Rose, obviously you understand, does care a lot about people but will probably be hurt by that in the future. And I see a lot of myself in both of those characters, and I think that's why I like them together so much. I think that's why I like them as like my girl gang, because they are so different but they make it work. They make their relationship work. They make their love for each other and how much they care about each other a priority throughout the entire novel. And while the novel does change, and a lot of things change, unfortunately, in the book, I still think especially the first book and going into the second one, they are just such a good group. And I think that they are a group that a lot of people can learn a lot from, like being so different from somebody, but still managing to care and care about the things that they care about and wanting to help them. And they just really stand out for me when it comes to girl gangs. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave down below your favorite girl gang. I'd actually be really interested to know because it was kind of hard coming up with all of these. Now, I was obviously able to make it work and I do genuinely love these groups, but I do want more badass girl gangs in my life. So if you know of any that you think I should absolutely read, please leave them down below, or even you can suggest the book to me on Goodreads. But I hope you guys are having a good day. And like I said, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing, and I will see you guys in my next one.